The memories from history are still applying and affecting us today. All of these protests and all the commotion that we are living, the chaos that we are living today, it could be related to that, the systemic angle. And maybe we haven't put an eye on it. And that's why I'm coming here today to share these observations. So maybe we can understand better why we are reacting in this way. If we talk about how the conquistador conquered the natives, we can say that maybe the natives, the Native Americans and South American, North America, they were warriors as well. They actually were very brave warriors. But how could a warrior be against maybe the sort of weapons that the white had? And at a certain point, the white had that in favor, let's put it this way. And somehow that was the way they could conquer this land and killing many of the natives to be able to conquer more. And if we see that from that angle, this land was conquered by them, but maybe this land belonged to the natives. They had another land and they came to conquer it in a way that was abusive. That's one memory. Let's see the memory of slavery. The white brought the black here in a way that there was no permission. It was a sort of, I take you and then I put you here to work. And they actually put all of them, the natives and the black, to work the land for them. So most of the things that flourish in this country started because these people had to work for them in an abusive way as well. And we can also, if I see the angle from the white, we can see that maybe they couldn't see the natives or the black as humans. Maybe for them they were savages, or I don't know, they maybe had this idea or perception that they weren't less human or more like animals. And then the way they put this structure somehow was hurtful for everybody. And today, life and is always looking to be compensated because there was an uncompensated balance here. Like I'm taking, this is yours, I'm taking, and the balance went like this. And all of the power and everything is here, but what happened here? What did they get left? So life is always looking to be compensated. And because maybe these cultures, these tribes, and all of these minorities also had fear, they had this anger that is repressed by not being able to do more, because then I will be killed. That's the law of survival. I better stay quiet, I better follow, otherwise I'm gonna die. And maybe the white thought that that was the best that they were doing. They were helping these people evolve in their perception. Maybe they thought that their beliefs were the right beliefs. I was seeing a movie the other day, Anne with an E, and one part of the story, they took this native because they wanted to educate them. And so they took this girl who was an adolescent, and what they wanted to do was to teach her the Catholicism. And they took away her name. They couldn't speak their language. They were punished in a bad way if they would use their own language or if they name something that was related to their culture. So the way that this transformation happened wasn't in a loving way. It was an impositive way. Like I have this power and you have to do, as I say. And so today, life maybe is like changing that, and it's like the compensation is happening because we are all equal. If we see better without having these eyes and without having all of those perceptions of the white and the black or whatever, we are all the same. But back then they couldn't see it that way. And maybe their own culture was teaching their kids the same. At a certain point, it's hard for one culture to see the other equal because we are seeing with the eyes of our perception, not with the eyes of our true essence, our divine essence, where there is no gender or race. But at the same time, we cannot deny all the feelings that are happening here because that repression just got awakened. I'm not gonna stay quiet anymore. I'm not gonna do it anymore like the way you want it. I don't wanna follow your rules. I don't wanna do it that way. Why it has to be your way? And I'm not here judging, but probably the way that it was before needs to be changed. Because what this culture maybe the why is having is that maybe they also need some help. And once they get help, maybe they can help in a different way. And maybe this repression that was just released, because it happened that it was released, that we can see all of these confrontations everywhere in the world, not only one place. One situation, when it caused the whole commotion, it's the whole planet that is like, I'm not doing it again the same. I'm not accepting this anymore. That's unacceptable. We all need to work in a structure so we can live in a community in a harmonious way, but we need to change it for equality because we are all the same. And I decided to bring this observation today because maybe people haven't been able to see that this reaction is an effect of what happened back then, generations there in the past. And we're still claiming for what is fair. We also, or we all of us, have the same possibilities, the same wisdom, the same intelligence. Maybe if some people haven't been able to develop that, it's because they still have fear. There are many reasons. So it's not just because one is less intelligent than the other. It's because maybe that repression was too strong in that race or on the other race. And then it's harder for them to believe in themselves. But we all have the same intelligence. We all have the same possibilities. If we allow that consciously, we can co-create in a better world. We can make it better. We can recreate the way we take care of our society. Our structure can be maybe put in a different way. in a conscious way. We all need help, both the victims and the perpetrators. They both need help, and it is probably based on that systemic past, because the non-resolved memories of the past are affecting us today. And what we really need is a reconciliation, because this aggressiveness is already also acting as the aggressiveness. So now we can see that we are equal. We have that in our nature. We are humans, as simple as that. We can recall to our divinity, but in our humanity, we have all of these emotions and these feelings that we also experience in our family system first. Because if there was abuse, maybe I'm still living abuse, or I'm being the abusive one. And we need to see this and take action on changing that. And that was my share today, to say, but how? Okay, if you are more interested, I do family and systemic constellations, which is a tool to transform, to transcend those ancestral memories that are still affecting us today. And we all have them in many ways. If we have sadness, maybe we'll have these wounds from childhood that came also from our ancestors. If we have this anger and this shadow that wants to be released, ancestral. So maybe instead of trying to move forward, just saying, oh, let's all be in peace, maybe we should just turn to the past and get an experience where we can start reconciliating the past and integrating that past within our heart. And once we create this order inside of ourselves, each of us, then maybe we can also, outside of us, bring the same sort of order and harmony. And that's all I wanted to share today. If you want more information on family constellations, you can visit my website, familytreeconstellations.com. If you want to join our group sessions online, I do those on Tuesdays at 7:30 Eastern Time. You can bring your issue, your pain, something that is happening to you that you haven't been able to resolve, and we can give an observation there and have an experience of change. The whole group will feel it, because the issue of one is the issue of all of us. All of us. You can go to mayadaddydelsol.com and you can buy your session there. It's only $21. So welcome if you want to join. It will be our honor to have you there, because the healing of one is the healing of all. I'll see you next time around. Oh, and before I go, I want to honor today my spiritual teacher, the one that taught me a lot of the shaman ways that transcended not long ago. And she gave me this gift. And I thought of sharing this today because this is a memory from that. The way that we were conquered here, and also the slavery. Those two. We need to review them and we need to reconcile them. See you next time around. Thank you for watching, for liking it if you like it, for sharing it as well if you feel like this is something that can make sense for you, and also maybe subscribing. Thank you. I'll see you next time.